you're facing a DUI charge, every decision matters. At the law office of Andrew W. Stewart II, we provide a skilled defense to protect your record, rights, and future. Call today or visit drewstewartlaw.com. Your future is worth defending.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
Well, welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I'm meteorologist Caleb Edelblut here in the Room to Room Weather Center and could not be more grateful for y'all tuning in. It has been a beautiful 3-day weekend, a beautiful Labor Day weekend. And I know we've been all experiencing football, boating, fishing, park. Beautiful weekend for all these beautiful conditions. So appreciate y'all taking the time out of y'all's day to come tune in and watch this weekend forecast. But like I mentioned earlier, these Labor Day weekends have been amazing. They're going to continue to improve for most. It depends on your opinion whether those dry conditions are your perfect Labor Day forecast or those rainy conditions are your perfect Labor Day forecast. We're going to dive into those, and here's a little bit of a spoiler. When will those rain chances come back? That is something we're going to be looking at. So for those wishing for a dry forecast, those conditions definitely have improved for you. For those looking for those rain chances, maybe not the best improvement, but still beautiful conditions are still in the forecast. Also, we're finally entering those burr months. I don't know if we count September as like the burr months, but we're definitely there. We can start experiencing those conditions here in North Mississippi. They've been known here with these below average temperatures. But taking a look out here across North Mississippi, you can see out here, beautiful campus here at Mississippi State showing the beautiful conditions, 88 degrees, feels like 88. So for any college students that stayed back this weekend for their 3-day weekend, you can go out to North Farm, go out for a run, Junction, drill field. Beautiful conditions are in store for y'all, whether y'all want to do whatever it is outside. It's going to be amazing. Out here in Greenville, you can see 86 degrees, feels like 88. I know one of these clouds was a little bit over here showing a darker look to it. Still, no rain is in the forecast for this evening into the overnight hours, just showing that that cloud was blocking the sun rays. But still, not much going on across North Mississippi. You can see most of our moisture is just going to be that cloud cover, that wind coming in out of the northeast around 6 miles per hour. Pretty much the reason why we've been dry. Here's another story out here in Amory. No clouds in the sky. Perfect conditions, 88, feels like 86. There's that northerly wind where it's just keeping us dry. That's the dominant force in this forecast, prohibiting any moisture from coming into our atmosphere. Looking across North Mississippi as a whole, you can see those 88s, upper 80s across most of the viewing area. You see a lot of 90s right here in Senatobia, Oxford, New Albany, Bruce, Water Valley, Grenada. I mean, I can go on and on, but those heat indices going down just a little bit. You can go say that you're actually feeling 86, 87. So definitely in those upper 80s for those feels like values. Definitely a perfect condition here for our 3-day weekend in North Mississippi. Look at the first 12, those perfect conditions continue. It's just nonstop. Perfect forecast. By the time we're wrapping up this live stream and getting into those evening plans, we're getting in the low 80s, 82 by 7 p.m. Then we're dropping into the low 70s, eventually upper to mid 60s by the time we get into those AM hours. So perfect conditions will continue overnight. We can look at the radar showing not much going on. I mean, I can't even show clouds that are in the atmosphere with our satellite because there's just not a lot going on. It has been very dry. I can even put this back on for the last 6 hours to show you where those rain chances have been, and it has not been North Mississippi. I know at the very start, some were trying to go a little bit south of Chula towards Kosciuszko, but that is the extent of our moisture. We had some models last night for those tuned in, showing some rain showers trying to push in from Arkansas and Tennessee into the northern part of our viewing area. Didn't quite happen. We're almost having a repeat of that, so still on the dry side in the coming few days, for today and into tomorrow, then those rain chances will pick up. Looking at future casts, you can see that northerly wind still being the dominant force for our weather, allowing these drier conditions. Not much cloud cover here in North Mississippi. Those rain chances anywhere but North Mississippi, but we're not complaining. It's still beautiful outside. We'll soak up every moment of it, just won't be soaking up that rain. You can see those rain chances starting to push back in from Arkansas. Again, kind of a repeat from what we had yesterday with those rain chances trying to make their way in the area. You can see around 5 in the morning, they're going to start pushing into the area. Still fighting an uphill battle, not as confident with this. You can see even around 9:30 for our Monday morning commute. For those that want to get up early, we have tomorrow off. Maybe y'all can enjoy a lazy Monday morning with some rain chances. I know we'll have our fingers crossed because it is our dry season, but still, we're pretty much going to be dry as we start off our Monday. Again, I wanted to show the temperature outlook because this is something we have not seen for a while. We're wrapping up our summer and we love seeing the color blue right now. This is your temperature outlook for not the next few days. This is September 6th through the 10th. So September 6th will be next Saturday, the next time y'all see me. Perfect conditions. This is showing that we're below average for the next few days, almost the next 2 weeks, showing that we are going to be below average for most of Mississippi, definitely North Mississippi, and it continues to get cooler, especially the further north we go. But we know how that works around here. But also, I mentioned earlier, we're in our dry season, showing that precipitation outlook from the Weather Prediction Center. There's not much going on, and we're still saying very dry. It's the dry season, so that's why every time we see those rain chances, we will hold our breath, we will cross our fingers, definitely want to see them, just not as confident with those right now. Of course, we can see that for the next 24. I was covering up the action here. We would like to see some rain chances, but as we start off the next 24, 6 a.m., we're starting off in the mid 60s. We'll slowly push our way up into those upper 80s, but those heat indices kind of knocking us down a few degrees. So we'll feel like we're in the mid 80s for our Labor Day, and then we will start cooling off. Now we can start to see some rain chances starting to push back into North Mississippi. Like I mentioned, it'll fight an uphill battle, only affect a select few, but there's a chance, and I know we will all have our fingers crossed. Like I mentioned a few broadcasts ago, putting a spoon under your pillow. I know we do that for winter weather, but I know during our dry season, definitely will welcome those rain with open arms. But also, I'm going to continue diving into those rain chances. How confident are we? When will they affect us? Where will they affect us? All coming up here in the next minute at Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
Even though Gabe grew up in Alabama, Mississippi has now become his home and his family. And one thing about Gabe is he keeps his family safe.
For more than 100 years, First Choice Bank has provided dedicated community banking to North Mississippi. The banking products and services you need when you need them. At First Choice, you're our priority. Make First Choice your choice for banking.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I'm meteorologist Caleb Edelblut here in the Room to Room Weather Center. And there's a beautiful picture of not only Labor Day activities, but also what's going on in the sky. This was sent in by my good friend Matt out in New Albany, enjoying his Labor Day weekend out on the lake. Not many clouds in the sky out here in New Albany, kind of like that picture or camera out in Amory, showing that there's not much moisture in our atmosphere. Rain or cloud regardless, just very dry, but perfect conditions, not really needing it to shade us from that sun. Perfect conditions out here for our Labor Day weekend. So we appreciate you, Matt, for sending that in. And I need all my weather watchers to send in what y'all are doing. Whether y'all are grilling, y'all are fishing, boating, anything, I would love to show them out on the 10 o'clock broadcast. So y'all send them in to the Mississippi Live Weather app. We appreciate it so much, and we love the community that y'all continue to provide for us here. But in Oxford, you can see 90 degrees, feels like 86. So I know y'all are celebrating y'all's win from yesterday's football game with perfect conditions. You can see that northerly wind still influencing that weather, causing those feels like values to just drop a little bit below those actual temperatures and allowing for an amazing forecast as we wrap up our Sunday evening. Same thing out here in Mabin, 88, feels like 88. Still some of that wind, not really playing a factor with those feels like values, but if we're already at 88, not much room to complain. Still perfect conditions, and that is pretty much the story across all of North Mississippi. Out here in Winona as well, 86, feels like 88, just a little bit of an increase. You can see more clouds out here, but these are super high up, just showing that we are still very dry here in North Mississippi. Looking at the day planner and into our evening, you track out those temperatures starting to decline. We're already going to be into the low 80s by the time we reach 7 o'clock, and then pushing into those upper 60s, eventually mid 60s as our low tonight, especially in those AM hours. Tracking that out here on Futurecast, you can see northerly wind. That will continue to be the driving force for our forecast. This model trying to pop up and focus on some rain chances. Again, these aren't really going to happen. It's just trying to give us some hope. It's a little bit of false hope, but I know if any of us were to get a brief shower, we would not be mad about it. But this is what I'm expecting more of. Pretty much dry conditions, not much clouds in the sky. This is at 10 o'clock by the time we start our next broadcast here. And this is pretty much going to be the story as we continue into our evening and into our Monday as well. You can see that cloud cover really starting to try to build back in. And here we go again with those rain chances really trying to push into the area coming in from Arkansas and Tennessee. Not as confident as that, or not as confident for these rain chances. We had that forecasted for this morning and we woke up with beautiful dry conditions. So I'm still leaning on that. But if we were to start off maybe a lazy Monday morning off, that is not a bad way to start the day off. I'm just saying. Low temperatures, this is definitely how we will start our day off. You can see some 62s, low 60s in Holly Springs, Senatobia, Oxford, Water Valley. Just beautiful conditions, beautiful below average conditions continue to impress here in North Mississippi. Coming back to our futurecast, showing those showers still affecting the northern part of our viewing area. They're going to keep pushing into the area, allowing maybe some brief downpours if they can get that far, but again, uphill battle. This is more of what I'm expecting. It's still kind of showing a little bit more cloud cover than what I would expect, but that will be the extent of our moisture here in North Mississippi. But then we will start to see those rain chances try to start picking up in the afternoon. I'm covering up a little bit here, but still not as confident as what they were yesterday. Most of them were hogging along Highway 45. They've shifted a little more east. I'll move over here so you can see that it's still picking up those bubbling kind of showers, but as we continue later on into the afternoon and evening, you can see Alabama and Birmingham will be getting more of those showers. So maybe my sister out there will be enjoying a lazy Monday with some rain chances. But still, North Mississippi could start seeing those rain chances, just not as confident on them. Most of us will stay dry here, but still, a lucky few can see those rain showers. High temperatures, that will be the story for all of us. Still, great story. Upper 80s for most, low 90s for some. And if you're in the low 90s, those heat indices knocking you down is perfect. It's a beautiful day off. We're starting to get slowly further away from those triple digits. Definitely enjoying this forecast. And like I mentioned earlier, we will soak up every second of it. But park planner for our Monday off, you got to take the kids to the park. And whether you want to do it early in the morning before that heat starts building in, 64 degrees as you start off your day, that northeast wind. Transition south, bringing in some moisture. That's where we can start seeing some of that moisture try to build back in, provide some rain chances. But 12 o'clock, if you want to take your lunch out there, have a picnic at the park, 86 degrees, perfect forecast. 3 o'clock, peak heating of the day, only at 88. And then of course, 7 o'clock, if you want to risk the rain chances, still low, around 20%, but beautiful conditions around 80 degrees. Of course, I wanted to show the fishing forecast again. I put this on my Facebook. I mentioned this during the 10 o'clock broadcast on what timing is the best for fishing. I know some said very early in the morning, a sunrise. Some said peak heating of the day, sunset. It kind of all started blurring into the entire day. But I know there are certain times. So I put the earliest part of the day around sunrise. So you can see 6 a.m., 64 degrees. There's that northerly wind. I don't know if that affects fishing. I know meteorologist Gabe Maynor was talking about something with northerly wind and not fishing. Y'all are the experts out there. I just want to give y'all the fishing forecast and y'all can determine what y'all want to do with it. 8 a.m., 69 degrees, and then transitioning into the upper 70s by 10 in the morning. Beautiful start to your Monday. But if you want to go fish in the afternoon, you'll see some of those rain chances try to linger depending on where you are here in North Mississippi, which lake or river you go to. But for the rest of y'all's evening, we will be staying dry and then those upper 70s transitioning into low 70s later on in the evening as we wrap up the 3-day weekend. But coming back to Futurecast, showing those dry conditions for most of North Mississippi. You can see most of the moisture is in the eastern part of our viewing area, pretty much along the Mississippi-Alabama state line, and definitely behind me out there in Alabama, they will see greater rain chances. We will continue to stay dry here. It's a dry season. You can see some rain chances really try to push in, but affecting very few of us overnight. But Tuesday, this is where we start seeing those rain chances really start to pick up. Won't be in the morning. Most of the moisture will be in cloud cover. You can see maybe Clarksdale experiencing a rainy start to the morning commute. And I'm covering up the action. It's been a while since we've seen this. You can see some storms starting to bubble up, especially out here in Oktibbeha County. I would love to see this just for the plants and the crops that we need, but I will be walking across campus on Tuesday back at school. And that's something I never enjoy doing, but it will definitely be welcomed with open arms for all our crops and all the ag majors out there. Definitely loving to see these rain chances. This is around the early afternoon hours, around 1:30, and this will kind of continue throughout the afternoon before fading on out. You can see that trough line moving on through North Mississippi, and then we're kind of returning back to those dry conditions here. Around Wednesday, 1 in the morning, most of that moisture will be cloud cover yet again. But Tuesday will be our best chances for rainfall. High temperatures, that will affect all of us here, and still, great story. You can see not many 90s popping up here. I think I can only see one, and that's 90 in Greenville. So definitely the perfect spot to be in if you are in the 90s with that zero falling behind it. But upper 80s, mid 80s, low 80s here at 81 in Hamilton, and then upper 70s, 79 in Red Bay. So still below average forecast. A perfect forecast, not only for your weekend, but into your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as well. Tuesday, heat indices dropping you down even lower. You can see 78, 79 appearing for those feels like values. Perfect conditions will continue into our Tuesday. Those high temperatures for the next 7 days. Monday will be our warmest, but still we're not pushing those 90s. Only some of us will, but those heat indices dropping us just a little bit. You see those rain chances really pick up Tuesday and Wednesday, cooling us off, and we're going to stay cool for the next few days before slowly building back up into those mid 80s again by the next time y'all see me. That'll be on Saturday. But that temperature outlook focusing on just North Mississippi, showing those below average temperatures for most of our viewing area. There's a little shade difference here, but still below average. We'd love to see that. We don't want to see those light oranges, dark oranges, red pop up. This is what we want to see here. Those rain chances, this is out in the tropics. National Hurricane Center still not as confident with this disturbance, but wanted to continue updating y'all, especially since we're entering peak hurricane season. This is still off the coast of Africa, a long ways away from the United States, and there is a 0% chance of formation within the next 48 hours, but a 30% chance of formation into a tropical named storm, around 30% for the next 7 days. So of course, we're going to continue monitoring that here at Mississippi Live Weather. But focusing on North Mississippi, those rain chances will start to pick up Tuesday and Wednesday. That will cool us off. We still have isolated chances Monday. I still think we're going to be dry, but those rain chances really start to pick up, and then cooler temperatures will follow. You can see those lows, 59 for Friday, 60 Saturday and Sunday. We are below average for the entire week ahead, and we are going to soak up every second of it here in North Mississippi. I appreciate y'all all for tuning in. Of course, here's our app for y'all to scan the QR code and download it. We cannot do this without y'all, and I appreciate the community that I've watched behind the scenes, seeing all the weather watchers in the chat. Y'all are the best, and we just can't do this without y'all. So I'll be back live here tonight at 10. It is still the weekend, so just 6 and 10 tonight. Once we get back to tomorrow, it will be back to our 5, 6, and 10 regular broadcast schedule. But y'all go out, enjoy the day, or what's left of it, especially as the sun starts setting and some cooler temperatures arrive. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's weekend, and I will see y'all live here later tonight at 10.
Community is the way we find our strength and share our hope. It's the way dinner on the table brings a family closer together. It's the way we make sure his first chapter book is the first step on his path to greatness. It's the way we rally in hard times and rise back up stronger than ever. United is the way we come together so everyone can thrive. Join us at unitedway.org.